Alright there folks, welcome to another Fishing Adventures Bite Size, and we're back in the tackle room again today, and I've got probably the best feeder rig ever to show you today, okay? And this has probably got so many anglers out of a blank, it's untrue. So stick around, I'm going to show you exactly what it is right now. Right then, so first things first, what we're going to need for this rig is a snap link swivel, hook length connector, and some rubber stops. Okay, they can be float stops, anything really, as long as they grip the line nice and tight. So first thing we're going to do is, with your main line, we're going to pop on one of the rubber float stops. That's on there. Make sure they are nice and tight as well. You don't want it moving around, which will be obvious in a little bit. So that's one float stop on there. And what we're going to do then is just attach the hook length swivel. Right then, so that's your hook length swivel on there. Then what we're going to do is attach the second bead, the rubber stop rather, like so, and there you go, and that is on there. And if I just separate them slightly, give that a jiggle, you can see why it's got its name, the helicopter, because that just spins in there. Okay, now then, the second thing we need to do, we'll get those pushed all the way up there out of the way for now, is do a little twizzled boom. Now if you saw my other video, you'll have a rough idea how to do that, and basically you get the line and you just roll it in your fingers like that until it starts to twist up on itself. Okay, so let's get your line, start that going and twist it together. Okay, so we end up with a nice twizzled boom like that. Okay, now that loop on the end is really quite big, but there is a way we can get that nice and small. So what you're going to need to do is just put on your snap link swivel, put that in there through there, loop it over, loop that over, so that is on there nice and tight. Okay, and then what you can do at this stage is just clip on a feeder or a bomb, something just with a little bit of weight, like so, fasten that back up, and that just gives a little bit of weight to that. So what we can do now is that the weight is on there, we can slowly pull that down, and that'll make that loop at the bottom incredibly tight, and then we can just twizzle it back up. Okay, and when we've got about 50-60 centimeters, all we're going to do is just knot that off. Now I'm a big fan of the figure of 8 knot, okay, just because it's incredibly strong, and it's what you need is a nice strong knot. Okay, so we'll clip that off up to the top of that boom. Just a dead simple figure of 8 loop knot. Thread that back through there, cinch it up and just pull it tight. Okay, so what you've got there is the bottom end of that rig where you can clip your feeder. Now this will work for cage feeders, maggot feeders, whatever it is you want to use. The reason that that is on there because this works fantastic on natural venues, and you never know what the ground is going to be like on a natural venue, so that's just to give you a little bit of extra line so it doesn't wear as much on the abrasions. Okay, and then if we move back up to this end, you simply attach your hook length to there, and away you go, you're ready to fish. And it is pretty much tangle free as well. Okay, so what you can do is pull those beads down, we can trim that section off there, make it all incredibly neat. Give that a snip, So there we go, and that top bead can sit at the top of that twizzled boom with your feeder underneath, and that means then that your feeder is going to be on the deck and that hook length is going to be spinning around nicely. Now you can tighten these beads up and make it quite rigid, okay, or if you're getting finicky bites or you want to just give the fish a little bit more movement, you can do that and just open that up, and that will just give the fish a little bit more before it hooks itself on the weight of the feeder, okay. Again, another massively simple rig, but one that is incredibly effective, so give it a go. So there you have it, a dead simple feeder rig, okay, the helicopter rig. It's one that I've not used much myself, but I definitely will be using it a lot more this year. I'm going to be focusing a lot more on the feeder fishing as well, especially on commercials and stuff, because it's an area that I need to improve in myself, and if I can pass on my hints and tips to you guys along the way, then even better. Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked it, give it a thumbs up. Keep your questions coming in. I'm going to change the format slightly of how I do these. But yeah, keep watching, stick around, there's plenty more to come. Tight lines everyone, cheers.